Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering what you're looking at here, because typically I'm the guy that's talking about robot lawnmowers and not a riding lawnmower. But that's beside the point because this is not your typical riding lawnmower. This is going to be something that maybe have a bit more interest to you and something that is making this robot mower guy interested in riding lawnmowers.
Yeah, it seems kind of weird seeing me standing next to a riding lawnmower instead of using a robotic automated mower, right? But that's beside the point, because this is the John Deere Z370RS. And riding lawnmowers are starting to catch up against some of the technologies that we're seeing in some of these other platforms like robotic lawnmowers and stuff like that, and applying them into riding lawnmowers. Now this is different. This is not the first electric riding mower on the market or for the first one for John Deere. John Deere also released the Z370R last year, I believe, and this is the RS. Now, the significant difference between those two names is that S. What does that stand for? The S stands for swappable. And that means we've got batteries right here. These are the Ego batteries that you use in leaf blowers, push mowers, outdoor tools. Over 100 different tools will use these Ego batteries. This is their new ARC Lithium from Ego, and they're really cool. We actually have 6 of these in here. We've got 4 6 amp hour and 2 10 amp hour. So with that, you're ready to get about 1.25 acres per charge when you're fully charged. And like most things, this is really going to depend on the type of grass you're mowing, how thick the grass is when you start your cut, how fast you're mowing. All that stuff comes into play when you're talking about runtime and how much you can actually charge or mow per charge. But so because they're swappable, not only can you use these on your Ego tools, which I think is the most interesting thing about this mower, and also the reason why I chose this one over the standard R is because if you own Ego power tools or you're looking to start outfitting your lawn and garden and outdoor equipment with electric tools, this is a great way to start that, because you can take these batteries and put them in any of your Ego tools that accepts this style and this size of battery, which, like I said, there's over 100 of those different tools. So with that, you can start expanding your tool collection, electrifying some of those small motors that I am fed up with, which is why I've largely gotten rid from riding lawnmowers. Now I get to try this though. But you get to use those batteries in those tools, and you can also extend your runtime on this mower because, like I said, we got 2 10 amp hour and 4 6 amp hour. If you swap those out, say you already have some 10 amp hour or you really want to push the mowing capacity, swap those 6s for 10s and you're getting even more mowing out of this. With that, we're getting great power out of this. Mowing this has been really nice. I've had this now for about a month. And I've mowed all sorts of different parts of my property with it. I've mowed the sides of my driveway that normally my Yarbow handles. I've mowed my backyard. I've mowed parts of the large field that we cleared out with the Yarbow, and now the Limo 1 Plus is taken care of. So we've gotten a lot of projects done with this mower. Now I got it, had about 10.1 hours on it when we started, and we're about 16 hours. So I've got about 6 hours of mowing on this. My kids have used it. It's been really great. And part of that is because of this electric motor situation we have. So we get dual independent electric motors running these blades, and we're on a 42-inch deck on this. It's a steel deck. It is not one that you're going to want to stand on. If you don't want to stand on this to get on the motor, so keep that in mind. It is a floating deck, and that is not completely secured, so don't stand on that. We've got dual motors, which means that there's no belts, no oil, no tightening of anything, no springs. None of that stuff can go wrong down there. And we've got independent blades, so each motor is able to adjust as needed. Now, you don't have any adjustments for the blade speed, really, is what we're doing is we do have adjustments to change how fast we can mow. Now, on standard or turtle mode, we're going about 5 miles an hour, and we bump that up to the rabbit mode or fast mode, we're getting about 7 miles per hour. So we're getting pretty good mowing, and 7 miles an hour on a riding lawnmower is pretty good clip when you're mowing around your yard. We're not mowing large fields typically with something like this, so it's gonna be a pretty quick process. Now, we also do have a bagging mode with this, which really doesn't change much of the driving speed, but it does increase the blade speed a little bit to kind of help with getting those blades or getting those clippings into the bag. I didn't have the bag to test with that, so take with that what you will. But having an electric system here takes a lot of that out. Aside from the silence, you can have this sitting on the mower and not hear a sound. And even with the blades running, I was able to ride around with some open earbuds, like I was using with the open shocks, over-ear open shocks. Those are really great, as well as the Meta Ray-Ban Gen 2 glasses, which have open speakers along the arms of the glasses, and I was able to mow and hear that. Now, it wasn't great. It is better just go and use some earbuds. I also tested out using the 3M Solar Work Tunes. Those are really great. I reviewed those previously. Those are really great to use something like this as well. So all of that package comes into making a really great mowing experience. You don't have to deal with oil and gas and noise and fumes, and it just goes. It's really great. We have really responsive steering. Everything on this is going to operate like you've seen on a typical riding lawnmower. Even, I mean, especially if we're looking at John Deere Z mowers. I had a Z225 years ago. This is really familiar to me. Pulling the bales, forward, back, everything works the same. I do have to say the handles are a bit stiff, which can be good and bad. It does take pretty good force to push it forward and back, but the power when it does decide to move is pretty instantaneous and responsive, but it's not gonna be so much that you're gonna feel out of control when you're trying to maneuver around here. Sitting on this is super comfortable. We've got a 20-inch high back seat. It's stitched, very comfortable, soft and cushy. Right at our feet, there's a little display that shows you 6 little boxes with batteries in it. Now, this doesn't give you an exact representation of each battery in the back. It's just kind of a fuel gauge, right, or a gas gauge for our electric mower. So you gotta get an idea at a quick glance. You can see where your battery status is. There also is a solid bar across the top that is kind of a status bar. When you start the mower up, it's going to be white, and when it turns green, that is actually after it's done a systems check, make sure everything's good to go, and that green means you're good to go. I had not used a mower with this before, so I was kind of interested to see how this works, but this is an assist for adjusting the height of the deck. So you push this forward, and it is mechanically linked. There's no electronics to this part of it. You push this forward, and you got a dial here that is mechanical as well, and it just changes this, and we can mow all the way from 4.5 down to 1.25 inches. So we have a great range of cutting on this. You turn your dial, let off the pedal, and it drops down to whatever cutting height you're gonna be. I really like this. Mowing around my yard here, I've got plenty of things to mow around between tree stumps. I've got my water meter, which I did accidentally hit when I was mowing with this. I couldn't see it because it was covered in some grass, and I was cutting it about 2 3/4 inch, and the deck hit it as I went over it, and I was able to quickly push down on this pedal and get that deck all the way up and off of it before it caused any damage. So having that feature is really nice. You can kind of, depending on how good you are with your leg days here, you can kind of use this to kind of feather as you're going across areas. If you want to, there's some stuff in there, you might not want to run over, you're unsure, you can mow through, raise this all the way up to 4.5 inches, get it kind of cut down so you can see a little better, and then go back and assess that situation and cut it lower if you need to. Really cool. I like that feature. I know it's not new, but it's something I hadn't experienced before, and I really like that. Nice deck up here. You got a rubber foot plate on here. It's got some grip up front. Nothing too crazy here. The discharge chute is one of the areas I would like to see improved. This is not specific to the electric mower, but I do feel like this chute down here is too narrow. That little gap right there, if you're cutting very heavy grass at all, and if it's damp at all, it binds up pretty quickly. It plugged up a lot and I had to clear it out. So it's not great in that situation. I know a lot of times people, myself included, will take these and sometimes drill a hole and bungee cord them up. It's not safe, but it does cut down a lot of that, and you end up with fewer, rows of grass, dead grass you're mowing through, assuming you're not cutting as often as you should. When you're cutting about 1 inch off at a time, you usually don't have that problem, but if you let it build up, it's an issue, and putting this up won't work. There is a sensor in there, so when I lifted this up and tried to start, it wouldn't run. So there does have a sensor in there, so for safety purposes, that's a good thing. Your control set here, really simple. We got a color screen. It is not touchscreen, and it gives you some status points on it, so you can see how much battery you have left, and it actually gives you a percentage there. You can see all 6 batteries, so if you don't have a battery in there, you'll actually see an empty slot, so you'll know, hey, you forgot to put a battery in it, and everything like that's good. Give your hours, and you got a mode change. It is a toggle switch. You just push it, and it changes between turtle, rabbit, and bagging. Again, we have the dial here to change your blade height. Again, you just push on the pedal and turn the dial to get it where you need it. We do have headlights on this. I don't know if you can clearly see it here, but it is nice. I do like how these headlights are. So you got your front headlights that are going to show you a path in front, but I like it's got marker lights on the side, so you can kind of see out to the sides of you really nice. So it's a good idea on those things there. We got the mode button, which changes our speeds. And then we have got our, I guess we call it a PTO, e-PTO, electric power takeoff, which is what's going to start your blades. So you just lift this up, kicks on the blades, good to go, push it down. It's a nice big button, so if you do get to a situation you need to shut off real quick, it's easy to just kind of reach over and just kind of slam that button down and shut everything off real quickly. So it's nice there. Right back here, we do have a little storage cubby here. I like this. It's a nice place. It's not completely dust proof, but nothing serious to get in there. I let my phone hang out in there when I'm mowing around with my headphones. There is a little tool in here, so if you need to make adjustments to change tires or something like that, or adjust the blades, there is a tool to help with that. And because it's electrified and it's 2026, there's a USB-C charging port in there, so you can charge your phone or whatever you need to while you're mowing around. Cool idea there. Now, something that isn't specific to this being an electric riding mower are the bales here, or the handles up here. We got a couple of bolts on the side here, so you can adjust the angle, so you can get that set just the way you like it. So when you're pulled in, if they feel like they're too close, you pull them back, or forward, however you want it, you can adjust that. But one of the things we do have on this as well is you do have adjustment bolts down here. So now there's 2 bolts down here is what these are for. If you're unfamiliar, they adjust when you push this forward, they're a stop. And so sometimes those can wiggle loose or something like that. And so when you're pushing all the way forward, you're not going straight and you'll maybe drift left to right. So you just adjust that, get you straightened out, you'll be good to go. Interesting thing about this is the key. It's kind of interesting. It's like a metal rod covered in plastic. I don't know if there's magnets in there or what this is doing. It's got a little divot on here, but anyways, this is your key right there. And there is another key on there, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. As far as the mower deck, like I said, steel mower deck, 42-inch cut path on this. It does come with their wash port. John Deere's been doing this for years. It's a cool little deal here. It's just a quick connect like you have for most other garden hose accessories. Goes in your garden hose, little quick connect, pops on here. Turn your water on, turn the blades on, spins out all around. So after you get done cutting, when you do that, it's great to keep that clean underneath there so you get proper airflow and it lifts up the grass and cuts everything nice and neat. We do have our cup holder right here. So it does have drains in it. So you get drinks or something like that, or spills or sweats or whatever. It won't fill up and get gross. It will drain out. Now around the back, not a whole lot going on back here. Got batteries, right? So we got our battery hood here. One thing, we do have the ability to push this. So if this was to, say it was to die, or you got a flat tire, you want to drive it on it or something like that, you need to push it. There's a button back here. It does give you a guide. You turn the power off, push the handles in, push that button, and you can push this where you need to go. It disengages the motors and all that stuff, so it's a really good feature there. We do have a tow hook back here. So it is rated to tow about 250 pounds. So we're not doing a lot with it. It does have a 100-pound tongue weight, but it's good for maybe you want to put a trailer sprayer on it, garden cart, something like that. So you can pull some stuff with it. But again, we're not going to pull anything super heavy with this, that 250-pound weight limit. Now, under the hood, so to speak, is the batteries. So like I said, back here, we've got 6 slots for batteries back here. And it comes with 2 different size batteries. So here's our 6 amp hour. This is our 10 amp hour battery. Ego batteries, 56 volt lithium ion batteries. So we've got good solid protection of these. They've got overcharge protection, heat protection, all the good stuff. It is in a black encased plastic box here. I've been using it, like I said, for about 4 weeks, about a month now, in the direct sun, in the heat out here. We've had 100+ degree heat days, and I haven't had any issues with this in terms of overheating. Nothing's shut down on me, nothing like that. So it's been really great as far as that stuff goes. It does have a lock on it, and that's what our other key is for. So you can lock this back here to ensure, somebody isn't getting in there and messing with your batteries, taking stuff that you're worried about. Back here, we also have our charge port. So it's got a nice rubber cover on it to make sure it keeps moisture and dirt out of there. And charging this is right here. So you do this with this. This is the Ego. This is like a supercharger from Ego. Power Plus charger. It's got a couple of spots up here so you can hang it on your wall. We've got a drop down here to wrap your cord up, keep everything nice and organized. It's got a few lights across the front of it here and a guide as to what those may mean. So if you're overcharging, if it's too hot, if it's, something's wrong, you get a kind of a guide there, kind of tells you what's happening. And as far as using it, it's easy. We just plug this right here, goes into our wall, standard 110 outlet. And then you got your plug here, kind of looks like an EV charger. It does have a rubber seal, so if you're charging this outdoors, everything stays sealed up. You don't have to worry about any moisture getting in there and causing any problems. Now, it's charged about 800 watts is what we're charging at here. The system overall will charge all the batteries at once. So you can also kind of look at this as like a supercharger. So if you've already got a bunch of Ego batteries, or you take these out and you're using them a whole bunch, you want to get your tools charged up, pop them on here, you can charge them all at one time. So it's kind of cool side benefit for that as well. So we're charging about 800 watts. And like I said, you're doing 1.25 acres with this. It's going to take it about 6+ hours to charge. I plugged it in at about 2%, and about 3.5, 4 hours later, I got to about 60%. So it is not a super fast charging device. So plan that into your mowing needs as you go. That's kind of the back. There's not a whole lot there, like I said. One of the other things I would like to see changed on this mower are the tires. Now, I like the size. We got a good ground clearance. I'm not concerned with that for the most part with this mower. I do this. They're a little bit too slick for me. I aired them down a little bit to see if that helped. There's just not a lot of tread. They're very much turf tires, which is fine for most situations. But if you get kind of in a heavy grass area, or if there's any moisture, you cut through some grass that has had a lot of moisture in it and you get kind of a wet area right there, they slide a lot. A lot of times when I kind of got into an area, I was making a turn, kind of a sharp turn, like maybe on a little bit of a hill, and I had tires spinning trying to get myself out. So I would like to see a little more grip on those tires, or I would say more weight. We do have quite a bit back here, and maybe the R with its sealed battery, not swappable batteries, puts a little more weight and lower center of gravity and helps with some of that. I can't say for sure, but I would like to see a little more grip on those tires. I'm sure there's aftermarket options and John Deere may have options as well to swap those out. So something to keep in mind if that is something you're concerned about. Outside of that, using the mower has been nice and easy. It's been great. I've mowed a lot of my property with very mixed grasses. My backyard area here that typically I have to test my robot mowers in has got everything from clover to Bermuda to who knows what other creeping grasses I've got in here. And it mows it all nice and neat, gets it all good carpet cover, really good job with some of that. I have run into some sticks with this. Now I was mowing an area and I caught a pretty good branch and I didn't see it under the grass. And the cool thing was, is so with this, the blade stops almost immediately. So I was worried that I damaged something, but it does that as a protection option. So it's really cool. Part of being a smarter mower is able to do that. But it mows great, good path, good lines. Blades are the only maintenance you really have to do aside from keeping air in the tires and charging it is you don't sharpen the blades because that's just the nature of cutting grass, right? Can't get out of that with whether it's gas or electric. So outside of that, the maintenance on this is zero. It's quiet, it's easy to use. My kids have used it. They're 13 and 10 and had no problems using it. Once they get the hang of it in an open area, it was nice and easy to go down there. I feel less worried with the noise. They can hear me. They can hear what's going on. So it's really good mower. It's been handy. I like having it around. It's not going to fully replace my robot mowers. I wouldn't mow the backyard with this thing all the time because I have the robot mowers to do it. But there are areas where it's nice to get touch-ups, or if I see it get knocked down real quick because it grew and I didn't get time to the mowers to go, something like this is a great option. So if you have any questions, drop them down in the comments. Be happy to help you out. I was sent this for test review purposes. However, neither John Deere, any dealers or PR agencies get any input on this or see it before you. So this is all my opinions and everybody sees it same time, everybody same time. So with that out of the way, yeah, let me know. I've got a lot of videos coming up, lots of robot lawnmowers. I've still got a few more I'm working on getting reviews for. I've got a lot of smart home stuff on the way. I got a couple more pool cleaners. I got a pool heater I'm working on a video for. So make sure that like and subscribe button, hit the bell icon. It helps me out a ton when you guys do that stuff. That bell icon will send you a notification when the video drops. You know, let's go track it down and makes it all easy for you. So thanks for watching. Look forward to seeing the next one.